The Israel-Palestine conflict. Basically, to sum it up, the Israelites believe that Israel was promised to them by God through the Torah and the Word of God and things like that. But however, the problem was and is that the Palestinians were already there. They were there first. It was their land, and they've been kicked out of it. They have no home, they have no country, they have no rights, they have nothing. And everything that they do have is being controlled by the Israelis. The occupations are everywhere. Israel has violated more human rights laws than any of the other countries combined, more than Germany, more than Japan, more than anything, you know? And like, it's kind of funny because the whole reason that all of this really started was because of the Holocaust and because of the Jews not, being persecuted and needing a place of refuge, which is completely understandable. But in the UN putting their place of refuge in Palestine, they completely disregarded any of the Palestinians' points of views or objections to it. They did it anyways. They did it. Basically, there's two different groups of people that feel that they both have a claim to the same piece of land. And I'm going for the pro-Palestinian effect on this because I believe that the Palestinians were there first and that they have just as much of a right to be there as the Israelis do. However, they're having a huge problem with doing that, seeing as the fact that America gives more funding to Israel than to anywhere else. America funds millions of dollars per day to Israel so the Israelites can keep the Palestinians out, so that they can build their huge giant wall and cut the Palestinians off from their families, from their jobs, so that the Israelites can have bigger tanks, bigger guns, better weapons, better bombs, so that they can blow people up. And all you ever hear about in the news is how the Palestinians have suicide bombers and how Hamas is going to terrorize the world and take us all over and try and kill us all, when really that's not really the case. I mean, maybe it is, and there are people like that on both sides, but what it really comes down to is the fact that the Palestinians need a place to be. They need a country. There's a hell of a lot more Palestinians than there are Israelis. And the amount of land that the Israelis have given to the Palestinians doesn't amount to the amount of people. It doesn't weigh out. The Israelites, the Jewish Zionists in Israel, have more land than the Palestinians, and they also have the right to kick the Palestinians out of their houses and take over their farms if the Palestinians aren't producing enough farm goods. When the fact is that some of the reasons that they're not producing enough goods and crops and things like that is because the Jewish Zionists have kicked all the Palestinians out of all the fertile land in Israel. There's nothing left for the Palestinians to farm anymore, and there's Israeli soldiers everywhere. There's checkpoints that Palestinians have to constantly go through. Okay, they have no citizenship to Israel. They won't be given a citizenship to Israel either. Like, I could go to Israel, having no connection to Israel, no family there, nothing like that. If I was a little bit Jewish, and they would give me citizenship in Israel just like that, no questions asked. But they won't give it to the Palestinians. They won't. They just won't. And I'm not sure why, and that's what I'm going to try and figure out. Basically, what it really seems to come down to for me is the fact that Israel hasn't been punished for anything that they've done. Yeah, they say, you need to stop building your wall and keeping the Palestinians out. But that's what the UN says, but they don't do anything about it. I mean, Israel's still building their wall. Israel's still terrorizing Palestinians everywhere for no apparent reason. Israel's still doing whatever the fuck they want to do because nobody's stopping them. And so I leave you with my last final thoughts, that Israel needs to be punished for what they have done to the Palestinians. And Israel needs to give up some of the land back to the Palestinians and give them some kind of respect. And I'm going to I'll be back with more facts and more information, and I leave you with these last few photographs.